In 1960s Midwest America, Kathy Bauer meets Benny Cross, a hot-headed member of the biker gang, the Vandals. The leader of the Vandals, Johnny Davis, grants permission for other chapters of the biker gang to make a name for themselves across the country. When the surge of biker gangs bites Johnny in the ass, Benny sees this as a sign to get out of this lifestyle for good. This is the Bikeriders. The Bikeriders is a new historical drama starring Tom Hardy, Austin Butler, and Jodie Comer. If my memory is correct, this is only one of 2 movies that truly felt the power of the actor strike delays. The other film being Dune Part 2, another Austin Butler movie, interestingly enough. I'm sure there were some other movies that were heavily delayed, but I can't really remember them offhand right now. I'm sorry, I'm not perfect. But was the Bikeriders worth the extra 6 months wait? I can't say yes. This movie is kind of boring. I'm sure it's an insanely historically accurate film, but that might actually be hurting it. This film is told through interviews. Interviews from Jodie Comer's character and members of the Vandals, but mostly Jodie Comer's character. And that's not necessarily a bad way to tell a story, not at all. But a period piece movie? Maybe not. It really slows the film down to a halt, which sucks because when the film is in more interesting scenes, those scenes are still slow too, but slow in a better way. The interview scenes just make it feel like I'm watching a documentary, but these aren't the real people, so it's significantly less interesting. Imagine for a second you're watching a documentary on World War II. What's more interesting to watch? Someone who is just reading the life of someone else to you, or someone who was actually there and telling you what they saw? I'm gonna go with the latter on that one. For what it's worth, Jodie Comer, Tom Hardy, and Austin Butler are good in the film, and I liked the setting, but constantly going back from an actual story to a fake interview really just didn't work well to me at all. Oh, and it's also one of those movies that decides to get really interesting right before it ends. So that's great too. It's like, oh, you're into the movie now? Credits. Why? Why would you do that? But I was quite disappointed with this film. Again, the cast is good, and I'm sure if you cut around the interview portions, you're gonna get something better, but then you're stuck with maybe a 40-minute movie total? Maybe? It's definitely not a film I ever want to watch again, but it might be worth it if you're bike-curious. Bike-curious. That's the only joke from the Harley episode of South Park I at all was able to fit into this review and feel good about myself afterwards. It was either that or make a reference to Ride to Hell Retribution. And then I thought, who the hell is gonna get that joke? And then I thought, when the hell have I ever cared? I understand this is another review that is a bit on the short side. I'm still testing the waters to see how shorter reviews come out for smaller movies or movies I just can't put as much energy into because I really don't feel like I can say enough about them to pad out the runtime. But I hope these shorter reviews are working for you too. The next one will be a longer one though. I hope you all enjoyed this review, and if you did, please consider hitting that like button, and if you want to see more, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell to be notified when my next review drops. Until next time, I'm Quint Dunaway, hoping you will keep it cinematic.